Hey, hi ho. I am Russian Bear, and today I'll tell you about racism in Russia. Thanks to Baksam about suggesting this theme for video. Please, yeah, write in your comments. Suggest me about what to film a video. I'll be glad to make it. So, racism in Russia, it's quite possible to meet it. It could be different. We have a lot of nations in Russia. Russia is one of the most rich country in terms of not only natural resources but also nations. And if you come to Moscow, to European part of Russia, in any place from Caucasus or from some place like Yakutia, some Asian places, or even if you are a Jew, for example, you could meet it sometimes. It's not critical, actually. I mean, as we have all these nations, they all have Russian passport, and a lot of people, they work in police, for example. You could see a lot of people from different nations. And our country has very big history of being huge. So people, they get used to tolerate each other in most cases. But still, in Russia, we call it бытовой расизм. It's like home racism. Бытовой, let me check this word. Domestic racism. Бытовой. Yeah, domestic racism. It's when you, for example, go to a market on the street, not to a shop, but to a market, and you see that, most of the people here, they come, for example, from Azerbaijan or from maybe Georgia, from some Caucasus regions, and some people, they could say like, oh yeah, all these guys, they took this place from Russian people, so they sell stuff while Russian could stay there and sell stuff. So some domestic racism, it could happen in certain areas, but of course most of intelligent people, and we have a lot of intelligent people, so it's kind of rare to meet it. Like, okay, I'll say like this, my estimation, expertise, I think, like, in Russia we have 5% of people who more or less could have some racist rhetoric, which you could hear maybe. But even these people, it's quite like non-cultural. It's quite, they wouldn't show it. I think even, yeah, like 5% they could rare show it to you. You could rare meet it, and maybe, okay, 20% they could feel it, maybe even 40. Okay, 40, it's maximum. They could feel something like this because, yeah, we are still at the level of our development, and as human species, as human being, we are still have a lot of stupidness. So, but in most cases, I mean, only like once per year maybe you would hear something like this, some commentary maybe, and yeah, it's also depend on the place where you live. In some places, actually, you could see, we have some places in Moscow where live a lot of migrants, like, and when you go to the underground, to metro, and at the underground you see only people from Asia, for example. It's like in USA they also have like ghetto places. So in Russia we also have this stuff, and as it's appeared just recently. People not get used to it, so some people they could like look at it and be shocked and like, why so much people from Asia in like whole train full of people from Asia, and like just maybe 5% people, Russian people there, and it's quite shockingly. But it's just because in certain places there are very cheap rent, and people who came from abroad or from other regions to Moscow, they live there because they're very cheap. So it's kind of quite understandable why it happened. And like, okay, most of the people in Russia, they are cultural, and they wouldn't tell anything to you. It's super rare case that if someone will tell it, and also it's kind of, it's everybody would think that it's a rude person. Sometimes you could meet a rude person. Sometimes you could meet stupid people. But it's, I mean, it's on people level, not on governmental level, and not on level of the police, for example. Okay, as in 90s we had war with Chechnya, Ichkeria, Chechnya, Chechen. Maybe not. It's a small place in Caucasus, and we had a lot of interference there. Right now, Chechnya, it's a part of Russia, and they have big autonomy, and they're quite happy. I mean, I think so, because they have a lot of donation from federal budget into their for their needs. So all what was destroyed during the war is rebuilt, and yeah, it's more or less a good situation there. So still, yeah, some as we have this Islamic IGIL, if it's forbidden in Russia, this organization, as IGIL, I don't know how it. I'll check, so you will understand, because it could call differently. Yeah, like this. All. Let me check it. Yeah, ISIL, ISIL, this terroristic organization, and we had some terroristic acts in some explosions in the past. So police could be like could be more active if you look like people from Caucasus or just migrants. So, okay, you could say that police in Russia it's more racist, but it's not about race actually. It's about region. Actually, police would stop anyone, any foreigner or anyone from other country, no matter of the color of the skin or something, because it's just police stop everyone or every foreigner, because they would want to catch you on something, because people who from people who live in this country, who like they wear clothes, the same clothes as everybody, and so police, they have their special vision. They, if you wear not typical Moscow clothes, if you look not like a Moscow guy or girl, they will stop you in hope to get something from you. It's very dangerous thing, I mean, to bribe someone, but migrants who do not have permission for work, they often give bribes to police, for example. That's why police, they trying to get these bribes from them. They're trying to find these people and to ask them, do they have permission for work or not? If you do not have, they will bribe you. So it's not a racism. It's just the way how they earn money, you know. But they will do it to any foreigner. So actually, racism. We do not have racism at state level, at like official at police level. We have racism, domestic racism, that some people, when they go to the market, they could think in most cases, or they could say something, but they wouldn't say it to you. It's very rude, and they understand that it's rude and bad thing, but they could have such feelings. So in most cases, I'll say we wouldn't meet racism. It's very rare. Okay, we may have some skinheads. In 90s, it was a quite popular movement among youngsters. But right now, I think anti-fascists, there are more people who listen hip hop. So it's very rare thing. But yes, as I said in my previous video, do not go alone, especially alone at dark time. So at night time, do not go somewhere, and then you will be more or less safe. So yeah, right now especially, I mean, when you just go to Moscow underground and take a look at people who there, you will see all colors. So people getting used to a lot of nationalities there, because Moscow is a place of power, place of money. So a lot of people came there from all the places on the world. So yeah, I won't say that we have problem with racism. We do not. In Russia, we do not have problem with racism. As in all countries, I think there are some people that are stupid enough to be racists, but in Russia, it's kind of situation is much better than in other countries in terms of this particular problem. Yeah, it's another important thing that in World War II versus Hitler versus Nazi Germany, we kind of fought with racism, so several millions Russian people died for the freedom of all people, no matter their skin, color, eyes. So it's also another big stone in the foundation of our spirit, of our how we see things. So yeah, in Russia this is not critical problem, but in some places we have it vice versa. I mean, for example, if you go to Russian army, I wouldn't really recommend it. It's because we have such thing like Didovshina. Let me take a look how it will be in English. Didovshina, reign of grandfathers. So informal practice of initiation, constant bullying during the service. So in army, when you go somewhere, first half of your service, you will be bullied constantly and you wouldn't have any rights. So other soldiers, they will bully you very hard. And there we have quite vice versa racism. I mean, we have землячество. Землячество, you could call it like landhood, something like this. So people from one place, especially one nationality, they make their own inner circle and they start to bully everyone. So this is, I think, actually, it's more or less racism in different way. So people, we have a lot of problem in army with this землячество, and it's very hard to fight with it. So they try to send people to different places, but still, yeah. So in Russia it's vice versa. I'll say even people with one nationality, they combine their power, their strength, and they start to bully others. It's also create racism actually. So people, they become racist sometimes because of this. They had these hard times with particular people from a certain place. But in general, as I said, not in the military, but in general, in common life, it's quite a rare thing, and most of people, they wouldn't tell you something if you are not like them. Yeah, it's more or less all right. Especially if you speak with people from like cultural layer, if you communicate with people who read books. I mean, cultural people, they wouldn't do something like this. I think it's like more or less like in Europe, but we do not have some multiculturalism in European style. We do not have it. I mean, in Russia, if you came to Russia, you should follow the rules, Russian rules. You can't come to Russia with your rules, like in Europe, where girls can't go with short skirts, like, or show their shoulders. Girls can show shoulders because some migrants came there and they said, "Oh, it's bad." In Russia, it's not possible to imagine it. Okay, it's like we have regions. In some regions, for example, in Chechnya and some Caucasus regions, there are people they wear hijab, something like this, and it's totally all right there. But it's like their land and their traditions, but they're still Russian, and we're all right with it. But in Moscow, in Russia, like in the European parts, we are quite like not tolerantable to if someone tried to say what to do for you, because like we have Russian traditions, and you could do whatever you want, but we will do whatever we want. So it's like this. Yeah, guys, so I hope you understood some ideas how it works in Russia, and please write your comments, suggest me topic for the next video. I hope you will do it because I really need it. For me, it's very hard to understand about what to tell you. So please suggest me topic and I'll make video for you. Bye bye.